Americans losing Alex Trebek is a bit like experiencing a death in the family. He had a rare talent for keeping us entertained and informed. Here's CBS's Jim Axelrod.
And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
From his first time hosting Jeopardy nearly 37 years ago, he was our model of civility, who made it okay, even rewarding, to think.
What is the Elder Scrolls? How about omelet? What is destiny?
But for the last few years of bitter disagreement in our country, he was a much-needed figure of consensus. Everyone loved Alex Trebek.
I have some news.
Which is why his announcement 20 months ago
I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
devastated us all. This 80-year-old Canadian native turned American icon conducted a nightly seminar by being the man with all the questions, and everyone felt welcome.
I learned English because of you.
Alex Trebek is survived by a wife and 3 kids and a family of nightly viewers measured in the millions that he grew even closer with after his diagnosis.
For 35 years, I've enjoyed the success of the show, but I've never really thought about the impact the program was having on American viewers. And I've become part of their lives.
Almost a year ago to the day, in the middle of his struggle, Alex Trebek was brought up short by a salute during a round of Final Jeopardy.
What is, we love you, Alex. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
While technically incorrect, no contestant on Jeopardy ever got it more right. Jim Axelrod, CBS News.
We watched it every night in my house growing up. We'll miss him.
Good morning and welcome to Vision Sunday Celebration. I'm so glad you've tuned in from wherever you are across the city, across the state, across the country, around the globe, wherever you're tuning in for, you know you're welcome. And let's start where everything starts. We know that everything begins in prayer, so let's start there. Just taking that deep breath in, that inspiration in spirit, knowing that we are one, that there is one life. It is God's life. It is whole, perfect, and complete. It is the life that we are living right now. We know that spirit is living itself, is expressing itself in all of its glory and all of its magnificence right here as each one of us. And we know We know we are an individualized expression of this whole life of God's. So right where we are is the peace of God, the joy of God, the harmony of God, living itself through us and as us in the world. I give great thanks for each one of us coming together right here to know of ourselves and each other as that, as the divine in form, blessing, knowing, loving unconditionally each other and ourselves right here, right now. And so it is. Good morning, Vision. Welcome to our regular Vision viewers. Welcome to our guests, whoever you are, wherever you're tuning in from. You know that you're welcome here. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. We know and accept that there is one life. It is God's life. It is whole, perfect, and complete. We are here expressing it. We come together to remind ourselves and to remind each other that that is the truth of all life everywhere. So welcome to Vision. Welcome into this diverse community of souls, just knowing the wholeness and the goodness and the allness of everything. I want to tell you a little bit about our licensed practitioners. These people are our spiritual guides. They absolutely pray with us and they help us through life whenever we have lost, our keys, our way, our thoughts, whenever we become discouraged or down, or when we're going to celebrate something. For, the highs and the lows, all of life, we have a practitioner by our sides, knowing the truth for us and as us in the world. So if you're here today with anything on your heart, please know at the end of this celebration, we're having a Zoom meet and greet. You can meet with a practitioner. They'll send you off into a breakout room one-on-one to get prayer from one of our practitioners. We have a list on our website, www.visioncsl.org. You can find a practitioner and a phone number and call one of them, and they will do prayer with you over the phone. There's a prayer request form on the website as well. You can fill that out and email prayer request in, and you'll get an email prayer prayer back. Or you can leave your phone number on that email request and we'll give you a call at home. However you would like to be served in prayer, we are here to know the truth for you, to hold the light, to share that with you so that it changes things in your life, because what we know for sure is that prayer changes things. So please, if you have anything on your heart today, stick around, get prayer support from one of our practitioners. We also have a wonderful greeting we say every week to remind ourselves and for our guests. And I want to say it right here, right now, for everyone that's tuning in this morning. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. And we absolutely mean that from the bottom of our Vision hearts to yours. We know this is truth. So get comfortable. I'm going to turn it over right now to the celebration singers who are going to sing our centering song and prepare us for our 5-minute meditation. Take it away, celebration singers.
There's only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us.
Good morning. My name is Cindy May, and I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at Vision. We're going to be going into our time of meditation and 5 minutes of silence. And after that, I'll be doing a spiritual mind treatment for all of us. So just allow yourself to sit comfortably as we move into this time of inner reflection and inner knowing. I will go ahead and allow for the 5 minutes of silence. Please, please enjoy this time. The first quote as you move into this time is from Eckhart Tolle, and when the basis for your actions is inner alignment with the present moment, your actions become empowered by the intelligence of life itself. And from Ernest Holmes, who founded the science of mind and spirit, through prayer, we recognize a spiritual law that has always existed and put ourselves in alignment with it. and maintaining that connection to Spirit, I invite you to close your eyes once more as we move into our time of prayer together, recognizing that there is one power for good, that there is one presence, that is the presence of love, the presence of God that unites all of life. This one moves through and lives through each and every one of us, through all of creation. And so just think for a moment, nearer than breathing and closer than hands and feet, this one life is expressing as love, as balance, as harmony, as peace. Right now, we don't have to do anything except reveal it within ourselves. And so I accept that as I speak this word for myself and each one of us as this one expression of life, that we open our awareness, that we have a fuller, more complete experience of this infinite, loving presence that we are. And so I speak my word on behalf of those who are seeking healing right now, knowing that already just the very idea of thinking, yes, I need healing, that it is on its way to you, that we are physically whole, that we are mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically in alignment with the truth of our being, one life, one spirit, perfection, wholeness. And so I know that each of us, in allowing for a deeper awareness of this truth, reveal and experience a wonderful day today, filled with joy, filled with happiness. Just being alive is a gift. And so we breathe that in. We allow this day to be full and complete, just the way it is and just the way it is not. And so many blessings to each of us this day. I give thanks for this word. As I release it into the law, I know Spirit is always saying yes. And so it is. Amen.
Hello, Vision. Happy Sunday. Michael Tiernan here. Thank you so much for having me and opening your hearts to some of my songs. Whenever John asked me to come be with you all, I jump at the opportunity because I always receive so much more than I give when I spend a Sunday with you all. Reverend Patti's messages, your love, your openness, it's just a gift to me. So I'm gonna share two of my new songs with you. The first one is called Soul Space, and I think it ties in really nice with the topic that you're delving into this month of being that compassionate conduit and tuning in and to be an artist. And for me, that's what it's all about. It is about you have to tune in. You know, Joe Rathburn has that great song Soul Radio, right? That's what this song's about. It's about gifting yourself with that space in order to tune in. My second song is called Saint Teresa, which I shared with you last time I was with you, and you were the first audience to hear that song. And it's about kind of my own spiritual path and opening myself up to that reality and how it's developed through the years. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. Sit back, relax, enjoy, breathe, and we'll see you on the other side. Cheers.
The song's called Soul Space. In all these crowded rooms, with all the blaring news, or on the freeway at 5, just trying to stay alive, get to my show on time. I get lost. Have you considered what is the cost? Attention spread like glitter on an open field where the green grass should grow. I forget something I've always known. in this human race. My soul needs space. Yeah, my soul needs space. How I miss your face. Oh, my soul needs space. Yeah, my soul needs space. All these flashing screens, never too far from our noses, always beckoning to keep on up with the Joneses. All the avarice and all those deadly sins, I forget, oh yeah, my head it spins in this human race. My soul needs space. How my soul needs space. Oh, I miss your face when my soul needs space. Yeah, my soul needs space. Feels like a cacophony is playing each day. But we're just trying to make music. It's not all the notes that get played, but the silence between them. Space. 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 My soul needs space. Soul needs space. Soul needs space. My soul needs space. Soul, my soul needs space. In this human race, oh, my soul needs space. Yeah, my soul needs space. How I miss your face, but my soul needs space. Yeah, my soul needs space.
So, good morning. Thank you, Michael. That was beautiful. Okay, we're talking this morning more about our monthly theme, Living as Compassionate Conduits. And I changed it up on you last week. I know we started the month off with Plug In, and I was going to go to Turn On last week, but you know, the week just called for tuning in. So I reversed the talk titles. So Tune In was last week, and today I'm talking about Turning On. So remember, I don't make these monthly themes up. These are themes that come from the Science of Mind magazine, and it's a great resource for you to have to read more about what those monthly themes are on your own. So if you don't have a subscription, get one. And if you don't know how to get one, give us a call, because we can arrange to have a subscription for you. So do that, because it's a great resource. It's a wonderful magazine, and the guides to daily living are just so inspirational. It's like the Uplift. So do that. Do yourself a favor. Get a subscription to the Science of Mind magazine. It's great reading. So last week I talked about tuning in, right? What are you tuning into? The highs or the lows, the lights or the darkness or whatever. But today I'm talking about turning on. We have to be in the flow. We have to be conscious of this incredible power and presence that is within us, around us, before us, above us, below us, beneath us, around us, totally immersing us, right? We are one with this incredible energy that we call spirit. This energy is everything. It just absolutely makes up energy. What is that old joke about atoms, right? Don't trust atoms, they make up everything. But it's true. This energy is everything. It is everything that we are. It's everything in the manifest universe and really in the unmanifest universe. There is only energy, and we are a part of it, and we are always plugged into it. We can't not be because it is the very fiber of our being, right? But we must be aware that we are an intricate part of this whole life. We are an intricate and inseparable part of this life of God's, you know? And once we know that we're part of it, once we know we are plugged in to this limitless energy, then we have to turn on, right? We have to turn it on. But, you know, a lamp won't even work, even if it's plugged into an electrical outlet, unless we turn it on, right? Same thing with us. We have to turn on to let this energy flow through us. And you know, when we turn it on, whatever it is, right? Then the light lights, then the toaster warms, then the coffee maker percolates or whatever it does, right? That's what happens. We have to turn it on. Just plugging in is not enough. Once we know we're connected to Source, we have to do something. We have to turn it on. So what does that mean to us, really? Right? Well, for me, I think, well, what do I do? Right? What do I do? What turns me on? So that's my question today. What turns you on? What turns you on? What is your passion? What is your purpose? What is that thing that absolutely lights you up? What is your bliss? Because that's your turn on, right? What do you do? When you do it, time just sort of drifts away, right? What is that thing that you can get absolutely lost in? Because that's your passion. That's your thing, you know? That thing that when you start talking about it, you get so excited, right? Your whole face changes. You get all caught up in when you talk about it with others. What is that thing? What is that thing that makes your heart sing when you think about doing it or when you are doing it? Because that is your passion. That is your bliss, you know? Go do that for a living. People have said that, right? People have said that to you. People tell you that all the time, I know. Do what you love and the money will follow. Haven't you heard that? Yeah, of course. Do what you love and the money will follow. Do what you love and you never have to work a day in your life. Live the dream. Follow your calling. And you know, sometimes it does not work out that way. So let's be real here, right? Because that's what we do. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes you do something for a living to be able to do what you love in another area. And that happens as well, doesn't it? I know you've had that happen, right? That I'm sure everybody actually listening has had more than one job in your lifetime, has had more than one career, perhaps, has had more than one calling so far in your lifetime. This happens to many of us, right? Did you go to college? What did you major in? Are you working in the field that you got your degree in? Probably not. You know, we're told now that people will have 15 jobs in their lifetime, right? So probably not. You're probably not working in the field you got degreed in. And what really makes me laugh is we ask college grads all the time, okay, so what are you going to do, right? You just got your degree, you know, he's got his diploma in his hand, he's just moved his tassel over. What are you going to do for the rest of your life? Nobody knows what they're going to do for the rest of their lives, as if they knew, right? Things change. We change. Our interests change. Our passions change. So, how about do now what you are passionate about now, whether or not it is your income producer? This is what I'm talking about. This is turning on, right? It does not have to be what you do for a living. Those could be two different things. You know, I read somewhere that there are 3 orientations when it comes to your work, right? There is your job orientation, your career orientation, and your calling orientation. And your job orientation is just that. It is just a paycheck. It's a way to make ends meet. It's a way to pay the bills. It frees you up to pursue your passion in your off time, right? That's what its purpose is. And Ernest Holmes said this, I love this. He said this in Freedom from Stress. He said, we must idealize our job. We must praise it and bless it and see perfection in it. We must see ourselves so expanded that if the job is not big enough for us, we will automatically be lifted into another one. But we cannot accomplish this if we continue to curse, to belittle, and to criticize it. So think about that. How do you get up and go to work in the morning? What do you say? How do you get into your job, right? We cannot hope and pray and visualize and affirm for something greater if we're busy cursing the one we already have, right? So we must bless it. No, that's your job orientation. It's just a means to an end. It just pays the bills. You punch in, you punch out, you get your money, you go home, so that it frees you up to do the things you love. The career orientation is focused on a path. It is focused on promotions. It is going up the ladder, right? This is the career orientation, getting to the top of your chosen field. This is what is important to you. And it may be your calling, it may be your passion, but it is you are absolutely involved with it. It is your goal, right? And then the third one is your calling orientation. This is in alignment with a person's identity. What I do is who I am, right? That is the calling orientation. And what's important to understand about these orientations is that you're not just one of them. You are not just one of them. Depending on your passions and your interests and your needs, you can be in one of those now. You can have been in another one in the past. You can be in another one in the future. You can move through all of them and then back again. It's not just one thing. The thing is, it's your passion. Whether your passion is in your now passion I'm talking about, the thing you're passionate about right now, because it can change over the course of a lifetime too. The passion that you're passionate about right now, whether it's paying the bills or whether it's being expressed outside of your quote-unquote job, is beside the point, right? It is not the important part. It's the getting to do what we're passionate about that is the important part. It's being able to do it, whether it's our job or whether it's not our job, whether it's our hobby or whether it's our passion, whether we're being paid for it or not being paid for it. The important part is to be experiencing the ability to live that passion, doing what makes you happy, excited, joyful, whether or not it's your income producer. That's the important part. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes said this: no matter what the occupation of such a man, he is a mental and spiritual practitioner. And from such daily meditation, he should venture forth into a life of action with the will to do, the determination to be, and a joy in becoming. That's a lovely thing to think about, right? You are a practitioner. Ernest Holmes believed all people are practitioners because we practice the science of mind and spirit. That makes us all practitioners. We walk this particular path of unfoldment. So we are all practitioners of this practice. Now, some of us get licensed in the field, but that's not the important part here. The important part is we are all practicing the presence of God in this particular way, with this particular faith tradition. So, plugging in and turning on is really getting in touch with what excites us. It is what excites us, what animates us with enthusiasm, because that's the way life is meant to be lived, to wake up in the morning and just be excited about what the day has to bring, to be excited for your contribution, to be excited about what your undertaking is. You know, enthusiasm, the very word enthusiasm, entheos, it means possessed by a God, right? This is the way we live life, possessed by a God. And that'll get you going, won't it? You know, in the book Ernest Holmes, His Life and Times, which was written by Fenwick Holmes, his brother, Fenwick wrote this: "Here again, there is truly no way to separate the man himself to depict Dr. Holmes at work and Ernest at play. His work was for people, and his recreation was people. If a hobby, as Mr. Webster asserts, is an engrossing topic, a plan, etc., to which one constantly reverts to, and also an occupation or interest to which one gives his spare time, then whether at work or at play, Ernest was enjoying his single hobby. His hobby was people." So I would say that Ernest Holmes had a calling orientation in the years he founded and developed the Institute of Religious Science, later the Church of Religious Science, today Centers for Spiritual Living. You know, I'm not sure that he would have said that about his first job in California when he was a purchasing agent for the city of Venice. He may not have considered that a calling orientation. I know what he had said about that time he spent as a purchasing agent in Venice is that he liked that job because it gave him so much time to read at his desk. Don't you love it? I just think that's so funny. Anyway, and it was there that he was introduced to the writings of Thomas Troward. So in the book Ernest Holmes, the First Religious Scientist, which was written by James Reed wrote this. He said, "Ernest liked the climate of California, particularly of Venice. He liked helping out on Sunday in the church, and he found a job he liked, a purchasing agent for the city of Venice. What he especially liked about the job was that it allowed him plenty of time to study." So there again, you can see that this was a job orientation for Ernest, right? This was not a calling orientation. This was a job that freed him up to pursue his passion, to be able to do what he wanted to do. And so in this way, he went on to start lecturing in his spare time off of his regular job. He began lecturing on metaphysics in lecture halls and in libraries after work and on the weekends, you know, in his off time. And after a while, he was making more money lecturing on the weekend than he was in his weekly quote-unquote full-time job, right? And so after 3 years as a purchasing agent in Venice, he quit. He quit the job to speak full-time. And so that's one way also that we can begin to do what turns us on, even though it's not supporting us, right? Ernest Holmes did that. He started speaking, but it was not his income producer at first. It was his hobby. It was his sideline. His job orientation allowed him to develop this calling orientation that he had. You know, and how many of us have been hired on after we have been volunteering at a job, right? I know, raise your hand. I know that many of us get paid positions because we're there, we're present, we're volunteering, we're putting in the hours, we're putting in the work, where our hearts are in what we're doing. We're passionate about the volunteer position, and then it turns into a paid position. You know, this is the way many of us change careers, right? By volunteering at first, and then it develops into a career orientation, or it develops into a calling orientation. Ernest Holmes said in How to Change Your Life, you might, in fact, be greatly surprised to find that kind, generous, free service may be just the thing to set in motion the activities which will result in a job you need, increased business, or some other financial circumstance that you desire, right? So there are many ways for us to be turned on to life, to discover the things that delight us, that enthuse us, whether or not you are job-oriented in the moment. There is always time to pursue our passion. You know, get off Facebook. I know Facebook's not your passion. It's just a time waster. It's just kind of peeking into other people's lives, you know, to try to see what everybody else is doing. So get off Facebook and do what you love to do. Do what you love to do. Whether it's volunteering, whether it's getting a side job, getting something, developing something on your own, or whether it's just a hobby. Right? Pursue your passion in some way. You know, it's not, I heard that, you know, it's not a boredom about our jobs. It's our routines sometimes that wear us down. So having these passionate outlets just absolutely disrupts that, you know, so that we can be passionate about something. We can be enthused about life. It is important to pursue our passions. And yet, okay, I want to just add this, and yet it's not the only thing too, because meaning is just as important, right? Of course we want to pursue our passions. Of course we want to be enthused about life. But you know, the meaning that we bring to anything that we do is so important. It might mean the work that we're currently doing, even if we're struggling with it, even if it doesn't spark your passion, it just might have great meaning. If not to you, then maybe to the people that you're serving in that capacity. So we have to look at that as well. There is great meaning in the work we're doing. Even if it's not the thing that lights us up, we absolutely contribute in all ways, whether it is a job orientation, a career orientation, or a calling orientation. We are always contributing something to the greater good, and that is what gives our lives meaning. Whether it's passionate, whether it's difficult, whether it's challenging, we know and accept that what we do is our individualized expression of God. And we're here and we're doing it in a way that no one else can do it, because you are one of a kind. No one else can do what you do the way you're doing it right now. Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook wrote this: equally, we must not fear the future. I see that the future is bright with promise. It beckons me forward into a more complete realization of my own worth and my rightful place in the universe. All my tomorrows will be happy and filled with harmonious occupations. I look to a future with great and pleasurable anticipation, knowing it will expand my opportunity for radiant self-expression. And really, that's why we are here. Ernest Holmes said he loved the definition of Sri Aurobindo's reason for living, right? He said, we exist for the delight of God. And that just tickled Ernest Holmes. He thought that that was a beautiful reason why we're here. We exist for the delight of God. And it's true, and we do. And we exist for our own delight as well, to light ourselves up, to be those full and radiant beings, fully self-expressing, living our passion, living the ultimate life that we can imagine, and then allowing Spirit to make it even better. We are here to be turned on to everything that life has to offer, and to live as our full, radiant, self-expressed self. Go do that. Thank you so much.
This song is called Saint Teresa. Don't believe in magic, I don't believe in ghosts. There's still some things about this world I don't know. People seeing visions, yeah, I even got real close to a woman who sees a Virgin Mary. I was laying in a hospital bed, and from what they said, future was uncertain. There was a statue placed right there by my bed, along with a letter that said, all would be well if we just pray, pray, pray. Save me from myself. Saint Teresa tells the children, all will be well, all will be well. Sometimes I miss the heroes, the saints that are passed around like trading cards for the faithful. But you made me who I am, and you made this restless heart. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. No, I don't know the mechanism by which our prayer turns to energy. Something's changed, not in the pantheon, but in the one praying. And as I walk along these halls of my memory, there lies a resounding whisper saying, pray, pray, pray. Saint Teresa, save me from myself. Saint Teresa tells the children, all will be well, all will be well. Yeah, when your mind's made up, you feel like you've made your world around. Yeah, when your mind's made up and this wrecking ball Save me from myself. Saint Teresa tells the children all will be well, all will be Saint Teresa now. Save me from myself. Saint Teresa tells the children all will be well, all will be well, all will be well. Said all will be well. Thank you, Vision. Blessings.
Thank you for that, Michael. Isn't he wonderful? Again, I just so look forward to having all of our musicians and our singers back in our big room where we can share in the energy of all of this wonderful music. I miss you guys so much. I miss this room full of all of our visioneers getting together and talking and laughing afterwards. I just look forward to that so much. I look forward to seeing Michael Tiernan in person again real soon, you know, when things get back together. But thank you for sharing your song today. I so appreciate it. Now it is time for conscious circulation. It is our opportunity to give back to Vision, to give back to this place that we love so dearly, that we hold in our hearts and that we support so that we can be here for each other. We can be here for each other. We can invite more people in. We can be a presence online through technology so that more and more people can discover the science of mind and spirit, to share it, to change their lives as well, as much as we know it has changed our life. So this is our opportunity to give back to this place that we hold so dear, to give back to the place that nurtures us spiritually in song and in story and in word and in prayer. So let us take our gifts in our minds and know that we are supporting every single month, either online donations or mail contributions or however you are supporting this organization. We are so grateful. So take that into your mind right now as we go within in prayer and know and accept for us that God is abundance, that all of the good we receive comes from spirit. It may come through our job or our inheritance or our livelihood or wherever it comes from. We know ultimately all good springs from God. And we know and accept that we give that portion back as our spiritual practice to support ourselves in our growing expression of our own personal abundance in God. I give great thanks for this. I know we stand open-hearted and open-handed in the river of God's abundance, accepting gratefully, giving graciously, remaining in the cycle of giving and receiving forever, knowing it is all God, knowing that we can never, ever deplete the infinite resource that is God. I just give great thanks. I know this is truth, and so it is. Amen.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully, gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river
Thank you for that. So now it's time for our Miracle Minute, and I have a couple today. I've been saving some of them up. I told you last week I was going to have a couple for you this week, and I want to share this one. This comes to us from Charlene. Thank you, Charlene, for emailing me. This is about her sprinkler system, and she said she didn't have a clue that there was a problem with it, but she opened up the top of her sprinkler system, and she found it was leaking all over the place, and she didn't know whether her sprinkler guy was going to be able to make it or not. She was in prayer about it. And, he showed up because she doesn't want to waste the water, right? We don't want to waste water. Here we are in Southern California. That's just such a precious resource for us. So concerned about that, she did her prayer work as usual. Well, the sprinkler gentleman showed up in time, turned the water off for her, fixed it all up in time, so she wasn't wasting a lot of water. She didn't have water running down. It was fixed, and we are blessed because of that. Absolutely answered prayer. So thank you, Charlene, for sending that to me so I could share it with the group. The other Miracle Minute I wanted to share was Mike's. Thank you for letting us know. Mike had some physical challenges, and he was in the hospital for a while. He's home now, feeling better. He's on the mend. Thank you, God, right, for all of the prayer work the practitioners did on that as well. And he needed some transportation. You may have seen the GoFundMe page for Mike up on Facebook. And he absolutely met his goal. Thank you, God, right, as well. And he was able to secure the transportation that he needed by having that GoFundMe account be so successful. So thank you to everyone who gave, and thank you to the prayer work that made it all possible. And thank you, Mike, for sharing that Miracle Minute with us. It absolutely encourages us to stay on our spiritual path, which is prayer, meditation, affirmations, visioning, visualization, all of the tools in our spiritual tool belt, because we absolutely know that prayer changes things. And now you know what time it is. It is time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
Here's Jonathan. Hello, I'm here. Hello, everybody. So, we're going to continue our Vision Meet and Greet. Love you guys, by the way. I'm a little loud today. We're continuing the Vision Meet and Greet right after our celebration. Join us. Paul's probably put the link right there in our Facebook, or you can find it in the email that I sent out yesterday, or go to the website. You'll find all the information on it. Join us. We have some practitioners available who do prayer with you, and just say hi to our group. So check that out. We're also continuing our coffee connection. It's done every morning at 8:30. It's led by Reverend Lori Sheets. That's just a connection to get together, say hi to our people. Come and join us at 8:30, and we'll be getting together Monday through Friday on that. Also, we have our uplifts. We're continuing our uplifts. Those are start at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Most of them are led by Reverend Patti, but we also have practitioners who fill in for us, and we do on Friday we do a meditation. So join us for that. We are on Facebook as well as on our website. So we have a very special Thanksgiving going on. So obviously with the COVID going on, there's a connection, and we're in purple here in San Diego. So what we've decided to do, and this is from the Core Council and many of the practitioners, dinner's going to be sent to you. And if you're interested in doing that and being a part of that, there's a sign-up sheet on the website. You just go to our web and you'll find a big banner. I put a big banner up there about church for Thanksgiving. But the way it's working is we are going to have dinners delivered throughout San Diego County. And if you're interested, you sign up. Also, at 2:30 that afternoon, we're going to get together and have pie. And we're going to have a Zoom meeting where we're going to have some pie and talk about it. So if you'd like to be a part of that, then at 3 o'clock this is all Thanksgiving, we have a special concert with Andy Anderson and Nathan Fry. So it's going to be just an amazing Thanksgiving. Normally we get together with a big group of us. We can't do that this year, so we want to do something special. So please join us in there. Go to the website, sign up so we know how many dinners we're going to be delivering. Love you guys. So next week, we have our special Taizé service. That is a meditation. It's a very deep process. Love to have you be a part of that with us. It starts our normal time, 10 o'clock, but it's led by T.K. Ekram and Reverend Diane and the team there. So we'll be doing some candles and some different things that we do because we're not together, but we still wanted to honor the service. So we're going to be doing that. Also, I wanted to say happy birthday to Reverend Dr. Kathy Hearn. It's her birthday today. So anyway, talk to you guys soon. from a distance. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, even though I can't. So we're continuing to do our vision meet and greet right after our celebration. So
Thanks for that, John. And we are ready to do our affirmations, aren't we? So I know those affirmations are up on the big screen. We're going to stand up. I love this. I know you're comfortable. I know you're sitting down. You're in your own house. I know you're probably still in your jammies and you're all cozy. But this is the time to stand up, to stand in the truth of these affirmations, to ground yourself in the energy of the cosmos coming down through the top of your head and the earth energy coming up through your feet and allowing that to mingle within you, to be absolutely in the energy of all that there is and speak your word powerfully with authority. And that's what we're going to do right now with these affirmations. So let's say them together. You ready? You with me? Good. I align my faith with divine timing and trust that all is well. I am at peace in the flow of the divine impulse of life. Spirit says yes to all my dreams. And I love that one, and I want us to say that third one again, just to ground in the truth of it. You ready? Let's do it. Spirit says yes to all my dreams. Just breathe that in. Doesn't that feel good? I know, I love it. Okay, let's pray out. I give great thanks for this day, for everything that it is, knowing and accepting God as the ultimate truth of all of our lives. It is the very beating of our heart. It is the breathing of our breath and the digesting of our food. It is life itself flowing through us. I know each and every one of us is the divine outpicturing of God itself in form. It is living itself through us. God is expressing beautifully, uniquely, individually as each one of us. And I give great thanks for that. I know it is true. I know each one of us a unique, individualized thread in a tapestry called life. I give great thanks for this. I simply let it be, and so it is. Amen. Thanks for being here. See you next week. Bye-bye.